Welcome, beautiful, to the Creating Change podcast with Emma Bradford. Creating change to fall back in love with ourselves and life. Each episode, I'll be offering insightful stories, concepts, and practical takeaways to inspire your day, reconnecting to the authentic essence within. Are you ready, lovely, to embrace yourself even more and awaken to the magic life has to offer? Let's dive into today's episode. A little side note, in this episode, I do mention a mild swear word a couple of times, mentioning this in case you have any little ones and maybe you wish to use headphones. Hello and welcome to Creating Change with Emma Bradford. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in and choosing to listen to this podcast. It's such a gift. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing these episodes with any loved ones that you feel that would find these mini episodes beneficial. We all have a lot going on in our lives, and this is why I've kept the podcast short, little bite-sized episodes so that we can have a little top-up, a little idea, a little practical tip to take away with us throughout the day. And then we have plenty of time to do other things also. Now, over the years, I have had many people saying to me, "Oh, you're so lucky to live in a sunny country. You're so lucky to live in Spain. You're so lucky to be able to experience life by the sea. You're so lucky." And I hear this often, "You're so lucky." Now, the thing is, yes, I have a very privileged life compared to some. Some things have been very easy for me, and I have no idea what it must be like to live through a war or be in a country where I am suppressed or marginalized according to my race. I have no idea. I'm very privileged in that respect. And in this episode, I want to talk about choice. I want to talk about choices. So yes, some people do have very hard experiences in this life, and that is a big challenge to work through. And I also want to talk about how we do have individual choice in our life, even through the challenges and the difficulties. Though looking at the bigger picture overall, and in this episode will be more of a general picture as a human collective as a whole, rather than talking about specific minority groups. Looking at choice, how we can really pay attention to our daily choices and actions, like how we can pay attention to what am I deciding, what choices am I making in my day-to-day life in order for me to experience what I want to experience. Many people call me lucky for living in Spain. Thing is, I made a choice. I made a choice to move here, and it hasn't been easy to have family in different countries and to feel this split between different countries. Half of my family is in one country, the other half is in another country. That hasn't been easy for me. That I found that very challenging, though it's been my choice to move here and to live here. That's my choice. It's been my choice to move out of the city and live closer to the sea. It's been my choice to not have a 9-to-5 job and to create my own work. It's been my choice to decide all of these things that give me this very flexible and very liberating lifestyle. Despite the challenges, there are ups and downs, and there are lots of times where I think, oh, it'll be much easier if I had a regular income all the time, that I knew exactly what was coming in every single month, or to live closer to family that are in another country, or to have a job that I don't need to do everything and I have someone else dealing with all the other aspects of it, and I just leave everything in an office and then go home and forget about the job. It's been my choice not to do that. So we're constantly presented with choices in life, and we can decide how we want to live our life. What do we value? What's important for us? And anything, there will be pros and cons, light and shadow. I heard some people say in the past, I think it was Elisabeth Gilbert was once saying in an interview that she was talking about every job has a shit sandwich. Every job has a sandwich that has something in it that you don't particularly like. There'll always be one aspect of the job that is not particularly enjoyable or slightly less enjoyable compared to other things. Or maybe not. Maybe you're one of those people that love every single aspect of your job. Though there tends to be certain things that perhaps you enjoy more than others in jobs, and it's our choice. It's our choice overall. What do we want to experience overall? What do we want to prioritize overall? What is important to us in our life? How do we want to live our life? And our daily actions, our little choices that we make in our daily life lead up to those bigger choices, those bigger life choices. And every single thing that we are presented with in life, we can choose. Do I want that? Do I want to choose something different? We can choose. We have a choice. Now, yes, there may be certain limitations. There may be, for some people or some minority groups or in certain countries, there may be limitations on that. And there may be ways to work around that, or to move to another place, or to find a different way of fulfilling those values and those needs. For some people, it may be challenging. So it's just noticing, what is the mind saying? It's noticing what's coming up. Am I making up excuses, or are there valid reasons? And how can I work around those valid reasons and really make the best of a difficult situation? What choices can I make? And at the end of the day, we still have a choice to be the victim or to make the most of an opportunity. If we notice that the mind is making up lots of excuses, notice what that represents. If we're finding excuses and reasons, that's fear coming up. So notice the beginning letter of each of those words: finding, excuses, and reasons. Finding, excuses, and reasons. The first letter of each of those words spells out fear. So if we're finding excuses and reasons why we can't do something, are we simply just stuck in fear? Are we wanting to stay in the comfort zone because we fear what lies beyond that? Noticing what choices we're making in our life. Are we stuck in fear, or are we choosing to move through that? One of the biggest things that we can do when we feel fear is to make a choice, take a loving action, connect to love. Like, what loving action can I do now? Often in fear, there's a tendency to freeze, to run away, to get stuck in that fear. Fear opens up the door to an invitation for us to connect with courage, and courage is us taking loving action forward, choosing something out of love, out of what's important for us in our life. What loving action can I take now? What choice can I make that is in alignment with who I am and how I want to live my life? We always have a choice. There are always choices, even if it is at the very basic level of choosing to make the most of an opportunity, or choosing to let that challenge block us. Viktor Frankl, in his book Man's Search for Meaning, talks about this and how he turned around an incredibly difficult situation being in a concentration camp. And he lived through that, and he knew that he could focus on the gift of that and use that experience to write a book and help others. There's always a choice. Like, what choice are we making? And when we view other people and we see other people and we place them up on a pedestal and we think, oh, it's all right for them. Look at them. They're living the life. Or, oh, it's all right for them. They got it easy. What choices did they make in order to get there? What choices did they choose? What things did they have to let go of? What things did they have to do? Did they have to confront? Did they have to face in order to get to where they are? Choices. It's back to the choice. So what are you choosing today? What are you choosing today to embrace and create the life that you love? Thank you so much for listening to this episode, beautiful. You're amazing. All resources and links can be found on my website, www.emmabradford.net. Link is in the show description. Do come and join my community and share your takeaways from this episode. I'd really love to hear. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Until next time, I wonder, what magic will you experience in life today?